new drama this weekend tells the real-life story of the 2018 Salisbury Poisonings. I'm sure you remember this. Sergei Skripal, he was a former Russian spy, and his daughter Yulia were targeted with a deadly nerve agent. It sounds like something out of a movie, doesn't it? They weren't, though, the only victims of this attack. MyAnna Buring, who plays Dawn Sturgess, the one person who actually died in the Salisbury Poisonings, she joins me now. It's so good to see you, and we remember this story so well. It was absolutely horrific, wasn't it?
It was shocking. So in that sense, I think but I think as much as people remember it, I also think a lot of people are forgetting it and are sort of remembering bits of it. And therefore, I think it's great that we're able to revisit it. I know because it's so recent, it's very difficult for a lot of people to revisit it. And I think there's a sensitivity around that. But I also think it's really important that we don't forget about it.
No, absolutely. And of course, Dawn as well, because at the time, I remember, there was the incident where apparently it was in perfume. It was in a sort of spray of perfume that she put on herself. And she was portrayed, well, and it has to be said, she was portrayed in a particularly negative light, this woman. But you met her family and you feel that you want to do her justice. It's very important when you play somebody who's real and who has lived that you get it right.
Absolutely. And I think the writers as well spoke a lot about wanting to address her story and address sort of some mistruths around her. Like you say, when she passed away, she was described as being a homeless drug addict. And I mean, that's another conversation why it would somehow be okay to dismiss a person because of those issues. However, Dawn was not a drug addict. She was not homeless. She was a woman who struggled with mental health issues, who had experienced knocks in life, which I think all of us have at some point. And she did struggle with alcohol, but she was really at a point in her life where she was trying to turn things around. And her family are utterly gorgeous, the most lovely, beautiful, caring family. She had a wonderful partner in Charlie Rowley, who also was poisoned. She had 3 children, friends. And I think it's important to remember that she didn't die because of her lifestyle choices. She died because she was an innocent victim due to an assassination attempt that went wrong. And an assassination attempt that was carried out in such a way that thousands of people, innocent people, were put at risk.
I think this story was so utterly bizarre and did seem like the work of fiction. You know, it did sound like some sort of strange spy novel that then you would see Tom Cruise appear in the movie version. That somehow I don't think we realised the scale of this. I really don't think that we understood just how dangerous this could have been.
It was huge, and in particular with a chemical like a poison like Novichok. It has such a long lifespan, and it's so difficult to detect. You know, a tiny speck can exist on a table, and if you don't swab exactly the place where it is, you'll miss it. So you'll think that the table is safe, but in fact it's not. It's a miracle actually that more people weren't affected, either poisoned or lost their lives to it. Really.
I can't wait to see this. I think it's going to be a completely different... It will certainly widen our understanding of what happened during that whole time, because it kind of almost became, sadly, laughable in the end, which is really terrible when you think a young woman lost her life. You know, people were sort of making sometimes quite sick jokes about it, and for her family, that must have been horrendous.
Awful. And I think but I think also now... bizarrely, because the whole world has gone through this lockdown now, in a way, I wonder if we can't actually have empathy for what everyone in Salisbury went through. You know, curfews and military on the street and people walking around in hazmats and, you know, this real terror and fear, because here all of a sudden is this thing that could kill you or hurt you and you don't know where it is. And also I think because the show very much focuses on people on the front line who were really, like Anne-Marie Duff said in an interview, taking the bullets for us, which is exactly what we've been experiencing now during this lockdown over COVID-19. And I think actually it's quite an auspicious thing that it's coming out at this time, because I think prior to that, I think people just wouldn't be able to wrap their heads around what Salisbury went through. And I think now people might be able to grasp the severity and the weirdness and bizarreness and the terror that people would have been experiencing.
No, that's true. You're right. It's very, very timely, is this? Very timely indeed. Now, you spoke about lockdown. For you yourself, how has that been? Because, of course, you won't really... I mean, I know there's lots of people who are getting very creative, I know, but it's been a strange time, hasn't it?
Very, very strange. But I think very early on, I'm so privileged. I have a roof over my head, I have food on the table, and me and my husband have got the opportunity to just spend time with our toddler, which is great. Our toddler's been delighted because he's had both of his parents around. And so our main thing was just keeping our mental health in good check, so that we were okay, so that people who really needed help could get it.
Exactly, that's what we all should be doing. MyAnna, I can't wait to see this. It's the Salisbury Poisoning. It's on Sunday, isn't it? It starts on Sunday, 9 o'clock on BBC One, and then we can watch it Monday and Tuesday as well. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning. So many other things I want to talk to you about, of course, but we will hopefully see you the next time in person. Would be lovely. It would be lovely. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Great
Take care,
to talk to you.
Lorraine.
Thank you.
Bye.